So it's that time of year again where nothing's going on. All right, that's right. The draft is in our rearview mirror. Rookie mini camps, we did all that. We heard all the stories and the welcomes and the cute little laughs that we get from the excited young bucks that we brought into the fold here. It's all behind us. And you know what it is? It's kind of like that portion of the party. You know, you have a nice fire pit and everything. Everybody's loud and the music's playing and it's kind of winding down. And there's a few scragglers hanging around. And you're kind of moving the coals around on the fire. You don't want to throw another log on there because then it starts. Just let it kind of burn down, but you're moving stuff around. You flip a log. And then there's this guy over here, and he's too drunk to drive, so you're not letting him do anything. He's calling an Uber, but he can't figure out his phone. And this guy's wife is somewhere. He's inside with your wife. You can't figure it out. The end of the night, you know what I mean? That's kind of where we are in the NFL offseason. You got a bunch of mock drafts that you saved. You remember the screenshotted mock drafts that you saved? They're useless. You can delete them now. I want to let you know. Nobody cares. You don't even care. You think you do, but in another month, 3 months, they're useless. You got a bunch of players that are now on the Dolphins, on the Rams, on the Broncos, and the Texans. It doesn't matter anymore. It's just a bunch of guys, you know? What you thought was the good news with this draft is that we got a nice batch of players that we actually had on our mocks, which is not always the case for us Jets fans. So kind of cool in that respect. But yeah, man, so we're going to talk nonetheless. We have a few things to get through today. We have some heartwarming aspects of this offseason. We also have some humor. Yes, we will laugh a little bit. And we will also talk about maybe some prophetic aspects of this offseason. Yes, what we're going to expect. Yeah, man. And that's all happening right here. So I bid you welcome to episode 160 of GreenBean's Jets Pod. I am GreenBean, yes, and you will be the nicest person alive if you smash that like button. Give me those milk thumbs and hit the subscribe button if you'd be so kind. We got to keep this thing going through the dark ages, man. So, I mean, really, we don't have much going on until training camp. I mean, there's OTAs and things like that. But training camp is kind of the next juicy orange that we get to play with. It's really, I mean, unless we sign Tyler Boyd or something like that. Wouldn't that make the offseason just complete? It'd be like a bow. Tyler Boyd. I don't think they're gonna. I want them to. But I don't think they're going to. I can't believe he's still out there. I mean, the guy's body of work is undeniable. And what we're looking for happens to be exactly what his body of work is. But I don't see it. I think the Jets, we brought on Malachi Corley. We brought on Mike Williams, not Mike Wallace, like I like to say. We have Garrett Wilson. We got Lazard as a 4. And the truth is that they like Brownlee and Gibson, and Irv Charles, in my opinion, should have a roster spot all but secured. I mean, the guys, I mean, as it stands, looks like our best special teams gunner, you know? So, I mean, everything's changing on the kickoff, so we don't know what that looks like. But punt is still punt, I believe, right? So, Irv Charles looks like a keeper, but seems like it's kind of full now, doesn't it? We got some undrafted free agent receivers in here to kind of putz around with, you know. So I don't see the Tyler Boyd thing. It would really be good in this kind of all-in year with Aaron Rodgers. That'd be real neat. Now, the big thing here with Aaron Rodgers is that, we didn't get to see him last year. We had a lot of hopes and dreams. Excitement was palpable week 1. Monday Night Football on September 11th, American flags and green lights and all kinds of stuff. But this year, here we are again. We're kind of hoping that Aaron Rodgers is good. We don't know. I mean, he was very, very good, but we don't know. Now, we have a better backup situation, which is nice than last year. And we have this young buck, this Jordan Travis fella, coming into town to develop. So that's real neat. I mean, I like our quarterback situation right now. You got the wily old vet, Hall of Famer. And then you got the other wily vet, kind of a professional number 2. And then you have the developmental youth coming in. So I think that's a smart way to do it. And I'm excited about it. I really am. But the kids came to town, and that was nice. You heard about Malachi Corley, our 65th pick, which, by the way, I don't know, an interesting little nugget for you guys. Did you guys know that we haven't taken a pick? And by we, I mean the Jets. I get that from time to time. People say, who's we? Who's we? You're not on the team. Bullshit, I ain't on the team. I've been here longer than the owner, man. You know what I mean? Like, we are definitely able to say we. And I don't like that people point that out. I think that's silliness. It's you grumpy bastard. You know, of course it's we. Look at all this shit I have around here. If I'm not a Jet, I don't know who is. 42 years of this mess that I've endured. So we have not taken a player in the 60s of the draft since 2010. Did you guys know that? It's a long time. As a matter of fact, we've only done it 10 times since 1984. So the last 40 years, we've only taken 10 players in the 60s. Now, Malachi Corley, as you know, is pick 65. The last one, do you guys know who the last one was in 2010? You know who that was? Not the greatest, for us anyway. It's Vlad Dukas, King Ugly himself. Vlad Dukas, pick 61 in 2010. Right before that, the year where we had 3 draft picks in the whole draft, Sha Greene was pick 65. So there you go. That's our last pick, 65. So 65 was Sha Greene. 65 is now Malachi Corley. Sha Greene was pretty good. For the couple years that he was, we had some fun with Sha Greene for sure. Scott Frost, 1998. So 11 years before Sha Greene was the last time we took a player in the 60s. Pick 67, Scott Frost. Remember safety Scott Frost? I had a lot of hope for Scott Frost. He kept knocking himself out. I think that was him. He was like a heat-seeking missile, and he kept giving himself concussions. It's crazy. Ray Mickens before that, 1996. Remember little tiny Ray? 5'7" or so, nickel cornerback. Pick 62. 1992. Siupeli Malamala, everybody. All right. Remember Malamala? 68 he was in 92. 1991 is where it gets good, though. This is where we start getting some names, some good guys. Mr. Mo Lewis, pick 63 in 1991. That's the year I graduated high school. Mo Lewis, my top 3 all-time Jet for me. Mo Lewis, 63. And then 1988, Eric McMillan. Remember Eric McMillan, everybody? My old heads? Oh, my God, he was great. Only for a few years, but he was great when he was great. Let me tell you. Donnie Elder, another defensive back, number 60, or pick 67 in 95. And then another one of my favorites. A guy who was just screwed by the NFL, a la the Joe Klecko thing. One of the best in the league for years. And just completely and utterly ignored. None other than Kyle Clifton, 1984, pick 64. Middle linebacker, led the league in tackles numerous times, no Pro Bowl. Over 100 tackles many times. Had 199 tackles, if I remember, and no Pro Bowl. They started counting, the most tackles in a season after his career. So Ray Lewis is the guy, but Kyle Clifton had more. But he's forgotten, utterly forgotten. Not one Pro Bowl. So yeah, I don't know, Malachi Corley. If he follows in the Kyle Clifton, Mo Lewis, who else? Eric McMillan mold, we're going to be all right. Sha Greene, kind of, right? Okay, so Malachi Corley, number 65, the first one in 14 years in the 60s, says that he's going to shack up with Aaron Rodgers, which I think is pretty fun sounding, huh? I'd shack up with Aaron Rodgers. If he said, hey, I want you to come to my beach house, I'd be on a plane. Wouldn't you? I would. I would like to go talk to Aaron Rodgers about the Tartarian Empire, though. That's what, we wouldn't be talking football very much, me and Aaron. If I got with Aaron Rodgers, it would get weird fast. That's what I think. But I believe Malachi Corley is going to talk very little other than football with Aaron Rodgers. I think that's cool. And it's, look, as far as the young guys coming in, how special is it for just a couple days earlier, he's just a guy in college football, hoping he gets drafted, and now he's being invited to Aaron Rodgers' house. Like, that's pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool. And I hope that they talk and do stuff and get really good together, because I have high hopes for Malachi Corley. I think that's going to be interesting. That's a good one. You heard Jordan Travis talking also about Aaron Rodgers and Tyrod Taylor. He's planning on being somewhat of a sponge and sees himself as, hey, man, I can be the heir apparent. Yeah. Why? It's a funny thing. I saw, there's all kinds of Twitter conversations and everything out there. Somebody said, this guy's being a little bit presumptuous. Like, I don't know what that is. Would you rather him say, like, I don't know, I just see myself as a career backup. I don't know, I was number 2, number 3. I'm hoping to be a number 2 someday. Like, is that what you want to hear? Yeah, man. He's got the chops. He's got the mentors now. Go do it. Take to it, Mr. Travis. Get this thing done. He's got a couple years to do it. I love it. Wouldn't that be neat to already have the guy? He's like in the offense for a few years and can just step in. We've been doing it the complete opposite way for a long time. So that's nice to see. What about this Patrick McSweeney? Did you hear about this one? What an interesting, and I mean, look, it's heartwarming. Sad, heartwarming, but his father was a Jets season ticket holder, fireman, recognized, honored, accommodated fireman, passed away in the 9/11 attacks, and he was 9 months old. Patrick McSweeney was 9 months old at the time, and now we got an invite to the Jets training camp. And people we like to just kind of poo-poo those guys. It's... long shot. Yeah, and it may be, but Wayne Corbett was a long shot. See this guy? Where is he? Right there. See that guy? He was a long shot. He was a walk-on from Hofstra, 5'10", whatever he is, $180. He wasn't supposed to do anything, and he's one of our greats. They haven't used the number 80 since he retired. So, I mean, can we retire his number, by the way? What is that? Why don't we retire his number? So I'm rooting for Patrick McSweeney. I really am. I mean, again, it's a long shot. We'll see. But wouldn't that be great? That would be one of those things. I would love to see that one turn around. It's like he's just too good. You can't take him off the field. We don't know why. We don't know how. But he's just a football player. You guys hear me talk about it all the time. I love football players. Athletic, great, fast, great, tall, big, strong, all great stuff. But nothing beats football player to me. Just a guy who loves football, can play the game of football, and that seems like he might have a shot to be exactly that. So I'm all in on Patrick McSweeney. And it's going to be fun to see. We'll see how, through OTAs and training camp, what that looks like. But man, what's really exciting about this year? What's really exciting is that the Jets are rumored to be kind of abandoning their wide zone, their outside wide zone scheme. Look, the thing is this. I'm not an offensive guru or anything like that. I never pretend to be. But one thing I could definitely pick up with the Jets is that they seemed lost right now. Granted, when you're changing guys in and out all the time and offensive lines, as we know, it's a 5-person unit that needs to play as one strong piece. So they need to gel. We say that all the time. The line needs time to gel. And when you're taking guys in and out, this guy's injured, that guy's moving from this one to that one. He's a good right guard. Now he's a left tackle. Now he's a right tackle. Now this guy's a center. He's a right guard. All that, it's hard to get it. So that's all part of it. But even with that, they just seemed kind of confused. And I'm a big believer that if you're a coach or you're a leader in any capacity and you have a team, whether that's a team of football players, a team of salesmen, a team of therapists, whatever it might be, you have to figure out how your team is going to thrive. Not every team is the same. You can try to do this, what worked over here. It doesn't work. So you got to learn your team as the coach, as the leader. And it seemed like we could have maybe adjusted some things. Fair? Is that fair? Like maybe if they seem lost and there's 4 linemen over here blocking no one and there's 4 defensive linemen chasing our quarterback, something's up. It's not one guy. It's all of them. They don't know what's going on. So I'm a big believer in just simplifying things. Simple pimple. The simpler, the better. And that's kind of what this harkens back to for me. It's like, okay, let's simplify things. Let's add a couple bruising running backs. Let's add yard after the catch type of players. And let's beat the living hell out of people. Let's just add aggression, add violence to our offense. We had no identity for years other than we suck. What's the Jets' identity? We suck at stuff. That's what we really took pride in over the past couple of years. We're bad. We're as bad as you've ever seen. We're so bad that we can make the top 3 defense look like they're inept. There were fans actually complaining all year last year about the defense. Like they'd give up 1 touchdown. Remember the Lions game in 2022? They held them to like nothing for 3 3/4 quarters. And they let up 1 play. And we lost. And it's like, that defense sucks. And it's like, dude, I don't know what we want from these guys. So our offense was so inept for so long that it made the defense look like they sucked, and they didn't. So that was our identity, I guess. Yeah, we're just like, we want to be the worst ever. Can we do that? And actually try. It's one thing to like be the worst ever, throw the ball backwards and shit like that. That's not what we were doing. We're trying, man. We're trying. So now, bringing on guys like Jonathan Simpson, bringing on guys like Malachi Corley, Isaiah Davis, and the guy I'll talk about a little bit more, Brillan Allen. Did you know? You probably do. Well, let's say it. Brillan Allen is getting reunited with his former center. What do you think of that? Mr. Joe Tippmann blocked for Brillan Allen for 2 years to the tune of 1,200 yards a season. What do you think of that? All right. See, that's the kind of stuff. We already know that they work well together. We already know that there's at least a camaraderie, a chemistry, if you will. So we're reuniting these 2 fellas. Brillan Allen, who's not our bell cow, that's fine. But when he's on the field, I'd love for him to be successful as well. Is that okay? It doesn't mean I'm rooting against Brees to root for Brillan Allen. It doesn't mean that I'm rooting against Brillan Allen to root for Brees or Isaiah Davis or Izzy for that matter, right? I'd love if Izzy gets 1 carry, I'd love it to be for 98 yards into the paint, right? Wouldn't you? I would. So Brillan Allen is an interesting piece because, like we've talked about these last couple weeks, he's not even going to be 21. He's not even going to be able to have a legal drink until after the championship games. Think about that. So if the Jets get into the AFC championship game and they win to get into the Super Bowl, the team can take him out to the bar to have a mojito, a Manhattan, right? A screwdriver, whatever he likes. An amaretto sour, I don't know. Whatever he wants, a cosmopolitan. Who knows what a 21-year-old at his first bar visit does anymore? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I never had that because I was drinking in bars since I was like 17 years old. So I don't know. I was all about Jack Daniels. Like, Jack Daniels, please. That's just all it was. Jack with Coke, Jack on the rocks. I don't know. Jack Daniels, please. That's just what I always ordered. So what does a young man order? But either way, what that means for us is that we have a guy who's 6'1", 235 pounds, runs like he wants to hurt somebody, who's still going to be able to get bigger, stronger, faster, maybe. That's exciting. That's exciting. So adding these guys to the power run scheme, gap scheme, which is it's predicated on a lot of pulling. You know what? I love trapping defensive ends. I love pulling guards. I love when remember Mawai, the best pulling center I've ever seen, would just pull out. And dude, let me tell you something, man. When Mawai got his feet going, anybody in his path was toast. And that is what I miss. That's what I want to see this year. I don't want to see confused offensive linemen blocking each other while guys are running around them. They don't know what to do. They're confused. They both pick up the wrong guy, which is no one, and everybody's running free. It's going to be really exciting. I predict that the Jets are going to have one of the best running games in the entire league this year. Now, obviously, you want to see passing, you want to see big plays, you want to see points and all that, but that's fine because the thing is this, they're not going to be able to put 8 in the box because Aaron Rodgers is going to make them pay with guys like Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, Malachi Corley. He's going to, Tyler Conklin. He's going to make them pay. You can't. You have to account for him. And because of that, you've now simplified the offensive blocking scheme. Hat on a hat, baby. And pull that guard to the play side and just wallop the linebacker. Let him go run through boom, right? Knock that linebacker on his ass. And Breece Hall, Brillan Allen, Isaiah Thomas, or Williams and Isaiah Williams and Davis, all those guys and Izzy Stradlin, they're all going to be running through that hole, baby. And that's the thing. You can't account for all of it. And that's what the Jets have done. It's kind of an exciting thing. And again, Brillan Allen and Joe Tippmann up in a tree, Kissing. That's what's so exciting about this season. Obviously, and I'll knock on my woods. Got all the woods for you. It's about health for the Jets. See? Wood. I had, the other wood's over there. But that's 3. 3 woods is good. 3 wood good. All right. It's going to be fun to watch. And then that's going to make this defense of ours, which, by the way, if you haven't taken a look at our undrafted free agent guys, we got some guys. Namely, Leonard Taylor III out of Miami. Guys, this was a guy that was literally being talked about in the first round conversation at the end of last season. He had a 4th round grade by lots of guys that we know. Dom C up top. He's going to have a chance to make the team. What about this? This is my favorite guy. I have 2 favorite guys, and it's not him. I love that. He's probably going to make if you have to bet on somebody making the team, as Tigo would say, then that's the guy. But there are more. Brady McGregor out of Michigan is my kind of player. I'm really rooting for him. I'm excited to see what he can do. He's got a, good defensive ends, the edge rusher position on the Jets is not exactly shallow, right? It's not thin. So we'll see. But I really like him. And the other one I like, man, offensive lineman Brady Latham. I think that he's got the potential to push a Hansen or an Oliver right off this team. That's what I think. And I'm rooting for him. He's got the nasty. So pay attention to those guys. It's going to be exciting. Our undrafted free agent class is actually robust. I like it. I like it. Harrell, the wide receiver, he's another one. But man, oh man, the linemen, the defensive linemen, the offensive linemen, we got some gems in my opinion. I think they're going to make it. So it's going to be fun to watch. But man, it's all about the health with the New York Jets. If the Jets stay healthy, we're going to do something this year, guys. Simplified, brought on the violence, bring in those violent types. They're all over the place now. Our offense will have this identity. You ready? Bloodying up your face. That's what they're going to call it. The bloody face offense. Yeah! All right. Well, with that all said, guys, let me know what you think about our offense. Is it going to do it? Is this the team? Is this the batch, the collection of players that are going to take this offense and give us an identity for once? Let me know in the comments. I can't wait to hear what you think. And let's see if Tyler Boyd comes along this week. Who knows? We just don't know. Guys, have a great week. And as always, go Jets.